Before delineating what Model United Nations (MUN) is, we need to know what United Nations is first. Imagine a world parliament. Imagine 193 voices gathering together in New York to deliberate over matters of peace and security. United Nations was established in 1945 with a signatory of 50 countries for the express purpose of preventing the outbreak of war and averting a world war. The United Nations has many parts to it. It deals with many matters of economic, social policy, human rights and culture, but most important parts of the UN are the Security Council, which has 5 permanent members who are responsible for controlling its policy. These are France, Britain, the United States, China and Russia. The other body that is very important and where all the nations meet and come is the General Assembly. Both the Security Council and the General Assembly pass what they call resolutions to make policy for the world. The United Nations has been responsible for eradicating polio in Africa, for instance, of dealing with problems of deaths or problems of other diseases spreading. The UN has been very important in making sure that rights are observed. The most famous document is the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, which has been ratified and kept by many countries. The UN, precisely because it's so complex, is determined to make sure that everything is done toward a big picture of peace and trying to make sure that humanity attains the primary purpose of what it serves, that we believe in a better future. So what's MUN? MUN stands for Model United Nations. As the name suggests, it's a model of United Nations. It takes on the language, the rules, the courtesies, the subjects, and even the clothes of the UN. So, what do you do at an MUN? Well, you take on the role of a diplomat of a country, and as an MUN delegate, you debate global issues from your country's stance, and you come up with solutions to the problem. The very first edition of Algeria Model United Nations Conference took place on the 22nd and lasted until the 24th of December at l'École Supérieure Algérienne des Affaires, ESAA, in Les Pas Maritimes in Algiers. The program of the conference started with a soothing opening ceremony with a blues music dedicated for Palestine. Shortly after, senior diplomats and members of the UNIC, United Nations Information Center in Algiers, jointly gave short motivating speeches to boost the participating youth in Algeria Model United Nations, stressing the importance of such initiatives to contribute in the building of a better tomorrow.
As a high schooler in the United States, I was active in my own school's Model United Nations Club. I traveled each year with about 10 to 15 students from my high school in New Jersey, just west of New York City, to Harvard University in Boston, where we went each year for the Model United Nations Conference there. Little did I know when I was in high school that I would one day represent my country, the United States, at the United Nations in New York. But I served at the U.S. mission there for 2 years, from 2008 to 2010. I was working on Middle East issues in the Security Council and also Security Council reform in the General Assembly. And so it was fascinating to represent my country, the United States, in both of those chambers, very different chambers. One where we're a permanent member with veto power in a chamber that focuses on international peace and security. And then in the other chamber with 190 plus member states, where each state has 1 equal vote.
Next, a procedural training, and after that, a plenary assembly took place. The plan for the 2 remaining days comprised various general assemblies and committee sessions from 8 a.m. and lasted until 5 p.m. with some breaks and refreshments. The evening of the final day was dedicated for a closing ceremony. The turnout was strong in the conference. Many young Algerians from various provinces attended the conference, where their knowledge in the field of diplomacy and international relations was put to test.
Hi, I'm Kara Boutiba and I'm from Shlev. This is my first time ever in United Nations, and I'm representing the Republic of China. in the National Security Council.
So my name is Salim bin Arraj. I'm the Undersecretary General of Delegates Affairs. And the Algerian Model United Nations is a conference similar to the UN in which students participate as delegates in various UN committees. And basically they can formulate political decisions based on their country's policies. We're here to give this talented youth a chance to learn about democracy, international relations, debating, leadership skills, and give them all the chances and provide them with everything to be future leaders.
Hello everyone, so I'm Arif Abdjalil. I'm the Secretary General and the founder of Algeria Model United Nations Conference. Today we are witnessing the birth of the first national conference of Model United Nations in Algeria.
So hello, I'm Sid Ali Al-Mohri. I'm from Dia. It's my first time as a delegate in this first Algerian Model United Nations. And this opportunity is really important to me because it will help me to improve myself, to develop myself, to let the leader inside of me to go to life, and most important to challenge myself and to try to do new things and to learn more about diplomacy, about politics, about the United Nations, and so on.
In fact, through simulating deliberative bodies within the UN system and other international institutions, Model United Nations is considered as one of the most gradual educational strategies that help to engage youth in world issues. It is an academic simulation of the United Nations where students play the role of delegates from different countries and attempt to solve real-world issues using the policies and perspectives of their assigned countries. Model United Nations conferences began as early as 1923 with simulated sessions of the League of Nations. MUN is held in many countries of the world. Each year about 60,000 secondary university students participate in Model United Nations program worldwide. Perhaps each program is run independently, but the goals are common to all, that is to increase international understanding and develop the art of peaceful negotiation.